Hi dear students, welcome you all on the behalf of RahAnaBiology tutorials. So as you know that I am RahAnan and this is somewhat around my channel whose name is actually the RahAnaBiology tutorials. And now today we are going to study about very of the important topics which is belonging from the here means in terms of the microbes in human welfare, which are oftenly being asked in terms of your Neet, often the Aiims. So these topics are literally being generated in these exams. So let's start means what are actually the microbes. So your microbes literally do what? So microbes playing important role for what? For doing certain types of the chemical reaction, as well as these microbes are often helping the certain of the living organisms such as what? Such as the human being. As well as these microbes do playing an important role in order to cause the certain of the diseases. Now so let's understand about the another features means how these microbes are literally used in terms of the household product. So these microbes are helping in terms of the household products in terms of the baking. So what are actually these things? Now let's understand in terms of the detail. So we are having the sarcomere cervices. So these are what? So the sarcomere cervices is the popular kind of the yeast, or either you could say that the sarcomere cervices is the popular kind of the yeasts or either the agents playing important role in order for what? In order for the process of the baking. As well as when we are talking about these things means in terms of the here meant of the sarcomere cervices. So these are often popularly known as what? So your sarcomere cervices, which is the particular types of the yeast or either the agent of the yeast, are often known as the brewer. What? It is known as the brewer yeast. Now, so let's understand this. Mean when we are talking about the sarcomere cervices, so these are the particular kind of the yeast playing an important role for what? Playing important role to convert the here mean of the carbohydrate or sugar into what? Into particularly the carbon dioxide. Now, so when we are talking about these things means what are actually your carbohydrate. Remember what are actually the carbohydrate? So carbohydrate are the optically active polyhydroxyaldehyde and the optically polyhydroxy ketone. Often these are further being divided in terms of the three broad categories. So these are the monosaccharide, the polysaccharide, the oligosaccharide. As well as when we are talking about the next features in terms of these, in terms of the baking process. So during the bread preparation process, what is happening or rather what is taking place? So during the bread preparation process, actually your yeast is being mixed with reference to what? So your yeast are literally being mixed with reference to the here meant of the flour, often the wheat, often some amount of the sweet. Then what? Then with the warm water, as well as with reference with the here meant of the milk. As well as you could say that once the bread is literally being baked, then what will be happening or rather taking place? So once the bread is literally being baked, the yeast literally dies. Now, and realize when we are talking about the next things means how the certain of the another food ingredients are literally being made by the help of these microbes. So we are actually having the streptococcus here meant of the streptococcus lacteus. So these are actually what? So your streptococcus lacteus is the particular type of the yeast or rather the kind of yeast which is playing an important role in order for what? In order for the preparation of the butter by the help of what? By the help of churning of the here in terms of the sugar as well as what? As well as the sour cream. So you are very clear about that. So remember as well as understood. So we are having the two different types of the particular yeast. So these are what? So these are the here meant of the sarcomere cervices and the streptococcus lacteus. So these are playing important role or rather the streptococcus lacteus. So these are playing important role for what? Playing important role in order for the formation of the bread as well as the milk. Remember as well as understood. So this is the criteria where your these particularly yeast are favoring the important role or either the process of the here meant of the bread preparation process or either the butter preparation process in term by the role of the baking etc. As well as we do have the certain of the complications such as what? Such as your microbes are often playing important role in order for the curdling of milk in the baking as well as the another process. Remember, so we are having the certain types of the bacteria. Name is the here meant of the lactobacillus bacteria, often known as what? So these are often popularly called as the lactic acid bacteria, playing important role for the formation of curd actually from the milk. As well as when we are talking about these meaning of the lactic acid, so these are playing important role for what? For the conversion of the here in terms of the lactic acid in terms of what? In terms of the lactose sugar, or either you could say that this playing important role in terms of the lactic acid in the conversion of what? In terms of the conversion of particularly the here meant of the lactic acid sugar into the lactose, or either the another complexes as well as the things when we are talking about these means how these meant of the lactic acid bacteria are quite bit helpful or either harmful in term as well as regarding on the basis of the advantageous characteristics as well as on the basis of the disadvantageous characteristics. So these particularly microbes in term of what? In term of the lactobacillus bacteria or rather the lactic acid bacteria playing important role in term to check the growth of the microbes which are literally being present in term of our stomach region. Often these lab or either you could say that the lactic acid bacteria play important role in order for the absorption of the nutrition. They do help in the carrying the course of the breaking down of the food materials while the course of the digestion, as well as these microbes or either in term of the lab means the lactic acid bacteria or either the lactobacillus bacteria do play important role for what? For particularly treating as well as preventing the diarrhea symptoms. Remember what are actually the diarrhea? So these diarrhea are nothing but a kind of disease in which the stool is literally filled with the moisture. The disease life cycle exists with the reference in the 2 to 3 days around. This could be resolved or rather the particular disorder could be solved by the use of certain types of the here meant of the medicine such as the antibiotics. Your microbes do play an important role in order for the formation of the antibiotics such as the what? Such as the here in terms of the penicillin. So we are having the name of the scientist such as the Alexander Flamingo played an important role for giving the primary here meant of the antibiotics, name is the penicillin etc. As well as when we are talking about these things meant of the lactic acid bacteria, so these often plays an important role for what? For the coagulation of milk actually, as well as for particularly conversion of the different component in term of what? In term this play important role for the coagulation process in term of lactic acid bacteria, often playing important role for what? Often playing important role for conversion of the milk protein, or rather you could say that playing important role for the digestion of the milk protein. So these are quite a bit advantageous factors or trick or the fact with reference to microbes. These do play an important role in order to cause the certain of the diseases such as we are having the typhoid caused by what? Caused by the Salmonella typhi, and it is a kind of what actually? And it is a kind of bacteria actually. Remember we do have the bacteria of the certain shapes and size. So these are what? So these are the spiral shaped bacteria, the vibrio shaped bacteria, the coma shaped bacteria, the rod shaped bacteria. So we'll be understanding about the disadvantageous features with reference to microbes, which are nothing else but the microorganisms such as the yeast, fungi, bacteria, etc., molds, etc. So in terms of our next lecture, so I thought you have got the concept means what are actually the microbes as well as what are actually the role of microbes in terms of the here in terms of the household production, where we have dealt the bit introduction means what are actually the yeast. So you could often write this. So if you like the work with reference to the education as well as the lectures. So you could particularly subscribe, then comment below in the text. Thus, I'll be knowing that what concept actually you are hungry for, what haven't you understood or either got. So very thank you with reference to the RahAnaBiology tutorials.